Hear me out. No matter where you're from, what you've been through, or how exhausted you are at this moment, this is a message to the one who still has a little bit of fight in their belly. You know why? Because too many people wake up content, but the legends, they wake up starving. They don't wait for opportunity. They pursue it, hunt it, and bleed for it. Eric Thomas, the man they call the hip-hop preacher, didn't come from success. He came from struggle. He was homeless, broken, and lost. But he made a decision. He said, I'm not waking up another day average. I'm waking up hungry. And that hunger changed his life. Because hunger doesn't care if you're tired. Hunger doesn't care if you failed yesterday. Hunger says, get up and grind. Hunger says, you can rest when you're done. So if you're hearing this right now and you sense that you've got more to give, like you were made for something more, then this message is your wake-up call. This isn't about success. It's about the fire within you that won't go out. Wake up hungry. It's time to discover your purpose, nurture your dream, and battle for your life like you have nothing to lose. Because at the end of the day, the distinction between average and great, let me tell you something, comfort is a killer. Comfort is the silent assassin of dreams. You can't be comfortable and hungry simultaneously. The instant you get settled, the instant you begin saying, I'm good, that's when the fire within you starts losing life. Eric Thomas didn't reach the top by being the brightest. He didn't arrive at the top because he had the best resources. He arrived at the top because he was hungry. When E.T. was sleeping in abandoned structures, when he was rummaging through garbage cans just to find food, he wasn't concerned with comfort. He was concerned with survival. And that survival became hunger. That hunger led him to pursue purpose like it was his existence at stake, because it was. Some of you are stuck today, not because you lack talent, but because you got too comfortable. You experienced a little success, a little cash, a little applause, and you quit grinding. You quit chasing. You quit being hungry. Let me tell you this bluntly. Comfort will make you soft, and hunger will make you unstoppable. Hunger is the reason you wake up earlier than the sun, and you keep working well beyond the bedtime of everyone else. Hunger is the voice of, I'm not finished yet. I have more to offer. Hunger doesn't care about your emotions. Hunger just cares about the job. You know, hunger provides vision. When you are hungry, you look at possibility where others look at problems. You don't lament about what's lacking. You build what's lacking. You don't wait for a door to open. You kick the door down. Every great one you've ever admired, Kobe, Jordan, Serena, E.T., they all had one thing in common. They were never satisfied. They could win today and still wake up tomorrow like they hadn't achieved anything. That's the mindset you've got to have. That's hunger. If you wish to transform your life, stop nourishing your comfort and begin to nourish your hunger. Comfort will say, I'll do it tomorrow. Hunger will say, let's get moving now. Comfort will say, it's too difficult. Hunger will say, bring it on. Listen, being comfortable provides you with excuses, but hunger provides you with results. You can't have both. So you've got to decide right now, you want to be comfortable or do you want to be great? Because ultimately, success does not go to the most talented. Success does not go to the luckiest. It goes to the hungriest. I want to be honest with you. Pain is not your adversary. Pain is your instructor. Pain is your coach. Pain is the only thing that will make you meet the greatest version of yourself. Eric Thomas did not discover his greatness sitting on a throne. He discovered it sleeping on the floor of a deserted building. He discovered it when he was broke, starving, and forgotten. That's where he learned who he was. See, everyone wants success, but no one wants rock bottom. Everyone wants to be a beast until it's time to deal with the pain that goes along with it. E.T. will let you know himself. It was the pain that established who he is. It wasn't the applause, it wasn't the money, it wasn't the fame. It was the nights when he had nothing but faith. When you reach rock bottom, you have two options. You can sit there and pity yourself, or you can take that hurt and fuel yourself to move higher than you ever have before. E.T. chose his pain wasn't going to destroy him. It was going to construct him. He stated, I'm not going to let this hardship be the demise of me. I'm going to make it the genesis of something strong. Let me tell you something, you don't grow when things are easy. You grow when it hurts. You grow when you have no plan B. You have your back against the wall and you're forced to discover strength you didn't even know you had. That's where character is formed. That's where hunger becomes fire. Pain will either paralyze or propel you, and you get to choose which one it's going to be. E.T. used all disappointments, all tears, all rejections, and said, "This is my fuel." He used every no as a motivator. Every failure became information. Every struggle became a stepping stone. And that's what you've got to do. Stop running from pain. Stop asking for an easier path. Ask for the strength to handle the hard one. Because the struggle you're facing today is shaping the beast you'll become tomorrow. Hear me out. You can't have the crown without the cross. You can't have the prize without the struggle. Rock bottom is not your foe, it's your ground. That's where you start from. That's where you find your true why. E.T. discovered that pain brings purpose. When he was low, he knew that God wasn't punishing him. He was preparing him. He was sharpening his mind, strengthening his spirit, and shaping him into a man who could manage the blessings that were ahead. So if you hurt now, if you're hurting, if you feel like you can't take another hit, good. That means you're still in the fight. That means there's still something in you worth fighting for. Use your pain. Don't waste it. Let it remind you why you began. Let it remind you who you are becoming. Because when you finally stand up from the bottom, when you get up and look around, you'll see that pain wasn't your punishment. It was your power. Let me ask you something. Why are you doing it? Why are you waking up early? Why are you grinding? Why are you fighting when everybody else has already given up? Because if your why ain't strong enough, your excuses will always win. That's the truth right there. Eric Thomas didn't do it easy. He did it because his why was unbreakable. He wasn't pursuing glory, he was pursuing purpose. He wasn't pursuing wealth, he was pursuing meaning. Edie had a purpose so strong, so individualized, that no obstacle could deter him. He stated, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Consider that for a moment. Breathing isn't a choice, it's alive. And that's how your dreams need to be. Your goals need to be your oxygen. You can't merely desire success. You've got to need it. Because when you really need it, nothing can get in your way. Not sleep, not failure, not fear. Most lose because their why is not strong. Their why is, I just want to make money. I just want to be comfortable. No, that won't do. E's why was profound. It was rooted in pain, struggle, not wanting to have another generation of his family struggle the way he struggled. His why was freedom. His why was legacy. You see, when your why is strong, you don't make excuses anymore. You don't say, I'm tired. You don't say, I'll do it later. You begin to say, let's go. I'm built for this. Because when your why is powerful, your how is possible. Let me tell you something. Your why must be so powerful that it wakes you up before the alarm clock. It must be so compelling that when you're thinking about giving up, it says, not yet. It must be the reason you push when you've got nothing left. E.T. didn't have it all mapped out. He didn't possess money. He didn't possess connections. But he did possess a why. And that why was his tool. It was his guide when things were gloomy. Whenever he felt like quitting, he recalled why he began. That's what you have to do. When you reach the wall, when the grind gets nasty, when it seems impossible, keep your why in mind. Keep in mind who you're doing it for. Keep in mind what's on the line. Your why is what gives your pain meaning. It's what makes struggle into strength. You can't pretend to be hungry. You can't pretend to be passionate. You have either a why that motivates you, or you're going to have excuses that define you. So take a seat and ask yourself now, what's my why? Is it your family, your future, your freedom? Whatever it is, make it personal, make it powerful, make it unbreakable. Because when your why is greater than your excuses, that's when you unlock a new level of power. That's when you begin working and stop wishing. That's when you begin dominating and stop surviving. Don't have excuses dictate your story. Let your why dictate your legacy. Let's make something clear. Motivation is adorable, but it won't get you out when the going gets tough. Motivation is what gets you going, but discipline is what keeps you moving when the fire goes out. Eric Thomas is not the #1 motivational speaker in the world because he was motivated each and every day. No, he became great because he was disciplined every single day, whether he wanted to or not. See, motivation is emotional. It will come and go. It's simple to get pumped up following a speech, a song, or a video, but what happens when the mood goes away? What happens when it's raining outside, your body's exhausted, and nobody's applauding for you? That's where discipline comes in. Discipline doesn't care about feelings. Discipline cares about results. E.T. said it best. You'll never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. That's the reality most folks don't want to accept. Everyone wants to be successful, yet not everyone is willing to do what success demands each and every day. You can't select and choose when to hustle. You've got to come correct even when your feelings don't. Discipline is what separates individuals who speak of it and those who practice it. E.T. did not enjoy waking up every morning at 3 a.m. He did not enjoy studying while his peers partied. He still did it though. Why? Because he committed to himself that feelings would never control his destiny. You've got to get to the place where you quit asking, do I feel like it? And begin to say, I'm doing it because it's who I am. Discipline makes goals habits and habits lifestyles. It's not about doing it once. It's about doing it until it becomes a part of your DNA. Let me tell you something. Champions aren't built on days that they feel good. Champions are built on days that they don't. When their body hurts, when their mind is exhausted, when they want to quit. That's when great things are created. That's when you know who is truly built for it. E.T. constructed his empire brick by brick, day by day, through consistency. That's what discipline actually is. Persistent commitment to the process. Even when the results aren't instantaneous. Even when gains are unseen. He trusted the grind because he valued the process. You've got to break the habit of relying on motivation to get moving. Motivation will deceive you. It'll make you think you've got to be pumped up to move. Nah, you don't require hype. You require habits. You don't require excitement. You require execution. Discipline is getting out of bed when the alarm goes off and saying, let's go. When all you want to do is roll over and continue sleeping. Discipline is remaining isolated when temptations and distractions arrive at your doorstep. Discipline is denying average so you can affirm greatness. Remember this, motivation may spark the flame, but discipline maintains the fire. You can't survive on feelings. You've got to survive on principles. And once you get that down pat, you're unstoppable. So from today on, stop seeking motivation, begin cultivating discipline. Because when motivation quits you, and it will, discipline will take you across the finish line. You need to want it that bad that sleep seems like the enemy. You need to desire it so deeply that your body is begging for improvement. That's what hunger feels like. That's what builds champions. So wake up tomorrow and ask yourself, am I comfortable or am I hungry? Because one of those alone will lead you to greatness. S is easy. The hungry always eat. Everybody, let me tell you something. Talent is great, but work ethic, that's everything. Eric Thomas didn't become world class because he was blessed with special talents. He became world class because he outworked everyone, period. He refers to it as giving a 20%, not a 110, not 100, 120. That is doing more than expected. That is arriving a little earlier, leaving a little later, and performing that additional rep when everyone else quits. Most people quit when they've done as much as they can. E.T. pushed on until there was nothing left to give. That's the attitude of a winner. You have to have that dog in you. That dog determination that says, I may not be the brightest, but you will not outwork me. You see, folks want to discuss their ambitions, but few want to work for them. Everyone claims to want to make it, but making it costs something, and that something is paid in the form of sweat, blood, and commitment. E.T. did not wait on a miracle. He was the miracle by his work ethic. When he was rising at 3 a.m., folks would say he was crazy. They told him, why are you working so hard? He responded, while you're sleeping, I'm becoming better. That's what 120% does not look like. It is not about doing your very best once in a while. It is doing better than your best every day. You've got to work harder than everyone in your division. If they read 2 hours, you read 5. If they practice once, you practice until the electricity shuts off. If they want to be great, you've got to want to be excellent. The grind don't lie. The evidence will reveal. E.T. knew something strong, median effort will never get you an exceptional outcome. You can't deliver half and receive full credit. You need to give it everything you have and then scrape up a little more. That's what 120% is. It's going beyond pain, going beyond fatigue, going beyond good enough. And listen, working harder than everyone else isn't competing with them. It's competing with yourself. Each day you should be saying, did I leave everything I had today? Did I give it my all on the field? Because if you didn't, you've still got some work to do. E.T. puts it this way: you can't cheat the grind. It knows how much you've put in. It won't give you anything you didn't earn. You can't pretend to have work ethic. The grind will always reveal the truth. When you put in 120%, you cease to be average. You cease to wait for luck. You cease to ask for easy. You become the one who gets it all through sweat equity. The world admires that. The universe pays that back. So from now on, don't merely show up, show out. Don't merely work hard, outwork everyone. Be the one who's remembered by effort, not excuses. Because at the end of the day, it's just simple. Let me tell you something. Everyone desires to be great, but no one desires to grind. They desire the glory, but not the story. They desire the reward, but not the work. But Eric Thomas will tell you bluntly, shortcuts to greatness don't exist. None. All the blessings he has today are a result of years of pain, pressure, and perseverance. See, the grind isn't glamorous. The grind isn't pretty. It's not the highlight reel. It's the behind the scenes struggle nobody sees. It's those early mornings when you're the only one awake. It's those late nights when your eyes are burning and your body is screaming for rest. But your heart says, one more hour. That's the grind. E.T. lived that life. He didn't flee from it. He ran toward it. Because he knew something most people will never know. The grind gives birth to greatness. The grind doesn't just create your dream. It creates you. It hardens you. It shows you how to fight, how to concentrate, how to get done. Too many individuals give up because they believe the grind is punishment. It's not punishment. It's prep. It's the universe testing you, questioning, how bad do you really want it? Because if you can't deal with the grind, you can't deal with greatness. Eric Thomas did not bypass steps. He did not take shortcuts. He did not pray about it and wait around. He worked. He arrived every single day, even when the outcomes were not showing up for him. That's faith. That's determination. That's grit. You've got to fall in love with the process, not the prize. The grind is what makes dreamers doers, pretenders performers. It's simple to desire the result, but are you going to do the nasty work that leads to it? Are you going to sweat when nobody is watching? Are you going to show up when nobody applauds for you? E.T. gets it right. The problem is you love the dream, but you hate the process. You can't have one without the other. The grind is the price of admission to success. And the more difficult it becomes, the closer you're getting to your breakthrough. When you own the grind, you no longer complain. You begin to appreciate. You see that each rep, each rejection, each setback is crafting your tale. You see that greatness isn't a moment, it's a way of living. So stop seeking shortcuts. Stop hoping it's easier. Rather, get stronger, because shortcuts take away your character. They steal from you the lesson. And without the lesson, the blessing won't endure. Endure the grind, because that is where the magic occurs. That is where average gets killed and greatness is created. When you persevere through the grind, you don't merely improve, you become unbeatable. Each scar, every bead of sweat, every late night, it all builds up. The grind is the cost and greatness is the prize. So next time you feel exhausted, remind yourself, this is what it takes. This is the price of being selected. There's no shortcut to greatness, and that's precisely why it's all the more worth it. Allow me to share something powerful with you. Your mouth is your most dangerous weapon. Your words have the power to build your future or kill it. Eric Thomas didn't wait for others to speak life over him. He did it himself. When the world told him he was nothing, when life informed him to give up, E.T. gazed into the mirror and told himself, I can, I will, I must. That's power, y'all. That's not simply motivation. That's revolution. Because the instant you shift your words, you shift your thoughts, And when your thoughts shift, your entire life shifts. See, too many people talk themselves out of greatness. They wake up and say, I'm tired. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. And guess what? The universe hears you. You keep telling yourself you can't, and sooner or later you won't. But when you begin speaking power, when you begin saying, I'm built for this, I'm chosen, I'm unstoppable, your body, your mind, your spirit begin to line up with those words. E.T. knew that your mouth determines your destiny. Words aren't sounds, they're seeds. Whenever you open your mouth, you're seeding something. The question is, are you seeding victory or defeat? Are you nourishing your faith or nourishing your fear? When E.T. was homeless, he didn't say, I'm stuck. He said, I'm coming out of this. When he was broke, he didn't say, I'm poor. He said, I'm in process. That's the mindset of a winner. He spoke what he wanted before he saw it. He declared victory while he was still in the valley. You've got to know how to do the same. Stop expecting things to look good first before you begin talking good. Talk life in the dark. Talk hope in the storm. Talk strength when you are weak. That's how you attract the energy that reverses your situation. Listen, your brain believes whatever you tell it most often. You keep telling yourself you're tired, you'll feel tired. You keep saying you can't, you'll stop trying. But you start saying, I'm blessed, I'm chosen, I'm favored, I'm dangerous, and you'll start walking like it, talking like it, living like it. He didn't simply talk about motivation, he affirmed it. He talked to himself every day because he knew no one else could desire it for him. No one else was going to give it to him. He needed to say it, believe it, and become it. So I challenge you, from this point forward, watch your mouth. Talk like a king. Talk like a queen. Talk like someone who won't die ordinary. Your words are your weapon, your gas, your faith. Because with each time you say, I can, you slay doubt. With each time you say, I will, you shut down fear. With each time you say, I must, you spark destiny. So stop complaining about what's wrong with your life and start claiming what's right. Begin to speak where you're headed rather than where you've been. Remember, success doesn't begin with money, talent, or opportunity. It begins with words. You desire to transform your life, begin by transforming your words about it. Listen to me. You can't soar with eagles if you're still around pigeons. You can't be starved for greatness while you are with those who are full of excuses. Eric Thomas is going to tell it to you straight. Your surroundings will either fuel your fire or kill it. The company you keep is either lifting you up or bringing you down. There is no middle ground. E.T. didn't end up being who he is now by chance. He decided to stay around people who are winners, individuals who were disciplined, single-minded, and as hungry as him. He exclaimed, if you're around 5 broke folks, you'll be the 6th one. But if you're with 5 grinders, you'll be the next success story. That's some real talk. You see, energy is catching. You can't hang out with lazy people all the time and hope to remain motivated. You can't hang around complainers and hope to remain upbeat. If you surround yourself with people who settle all the time, sooner or later you'll begin to settle as well. That's why E.T. guarded his crew like his life was on the line, because it was. When you're creating something amazing, you can't have everyone surrounding you. There are people who are distractions in the form of friends. Some individuals are obsessed with your potential, but resent your progress. You need to see that not everyone who traveled with you is supposed to travel with you. E.T. knew that environment determines energy. You'll cut off pressing when you're in a space where everybody's comfortable. But if you're in a space where everybody's grinding, you'll turn your game up. You don't level up to your goals. You level up to your standards. And your standards come from the people around you. You got to surround yourself with a circle that makes you uncomfortable, not comfortable. Get around people who make you think bigger, move faster, dream harder. Iron sharpens iron. But only if you're being sharpened by iron. If you're hanging around dull people, don't be surprised when your edge gets dull. E.T.'s circle wasn't built on popularity, it was built on purpose. He surrounded himself with mentors, leaders, and warriors who pushed him to level up. And guess what? They didn't always tell him what he wanted to hear, they told him what he needed to hear. That's love. That's growth. That's accountability. Some of you are losing your appetite because your world is nourishing you with garbage. You've got to cleanse your crew. You've got to cut the negativity out like poison, because it is poison. Guard your energy like it's a precious metal, because that energy is fuel for what drives your destiny. Be around people who understand your potential and will not let you waste it. People who will not let you give up. People who tell you, I know you're exhausted, but you were made for this. That's what E.T. had. That's what kept him on his game when the grind was isolating. So if you would like to alter your life, alter your surroundings. You can't become big in rotten soil. You can't succeed in a losing crew. Surround yourself with winners, and you'll begin to think, talk, and act like a winner. Because success is not only how much you work, it's also the company that you keep. Be around the great, and see how quickly your own greatness will begin to reveal itself. Let me share something real with you. Everyone wants to shine in the limelight, but not many people are ready to put in work in the shadows. Everyone wants credit, but not everyone wants accountability. Eric Thomas didn't become who he is due to what he did on stage. He became who he is due to what he did off the stage. When no one was watching, when no one was applauding, when no one even knew his name. That's where greatness is constructed, in the dark. It's constructed in those invisible hours, those still moments when you're alone, your dream, and your discipline. E.T. knew that whatever you do in secret will always appear in public. If you cheat in practice, you'll lose the game. But if you're consistent when nobody's looking, success is inevitable. Too many individuals want to share results, but they don't want to do the reps. They want the acclaim without the process. But listen, you can't deceive the grind. The grind is fully aware of just how much you've put in. It knows each hour, each tear, each sacrifice. And when it's time to reap, it rewards you precisely what you've earned. E.T. based his consistency on a straightforward precept: arrive each day, not on the good days, not on the right mood, each day, rain or shine, fatigued or refreshed, up or down, he arrived. That distinguishes amateurs from professionals. That distinguishes talkers from doers. Consistency is what makes you stand when motivation has left. It's what gains credibility. It's what gains respect. When others see that you're the same individual on Monday morning as you are on Sunday night, they begin trusting your grind. They begin believing in your name. E.T. used to say, don't get caught up in the lights, get caught up in the work. Because the lights will fade, the applause will subside, but the work will always speak for you. You don't have to proclaim greatness. Consistency will proclaim it for you. Look, it's simple to do when people are paying attention. But true discipline is doing it when no one will ever find out. Can you remain focused when the cameras stop rolling? Can you continue pushing when the progress isn't coming as fast? That's the test. That's where you become a champion. When E.T. was writing his speeches, he wasn't thinking in terms of views or followers. He was thinking in terms of impact. He said, if I can change one life today, that's a win. That's being true to your purpose. That's what keeps you humble when success wants to distract you. You have to make consistency your identity. It's not something you do, it's who you are. The gym, the books, the grind, it's not optional. It's every day. Because every day that you don't show up, you lose momentum. But every day that you do show up, you get stronger. Even if nobody pays attention right now, listen. The world does not yet see your hustle, but it will. Keep accumulating quiet days. Keep reporting for duty at night. Keep being regular when nobody's keeping watch. Because in due time, that regularity will be your legacy. Don't pursue attention. Pursue alignment. Pursue mastery. Because when you master consistency, success has no other choice but to find you. Hear me out. This ain't a speech. This is a wake-up call. You've heard the message. You've felt the fire. Now it's time to move. Because the truth is, hunger is not something you're born with. It's something you build every single day. Eric Thomas didn't have a silver spoon. Eric Thomas didn't have a safety net. What Eric Thomas had was grind. What Eric Thomas had was discipline. What Eric Thomas had was a hunger so great that no barrier could keep him back. He woke up with an appetite, and that hunger transformed pain into power, struggle into strength, and dreams into destiny. Now it's your turn. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more sitting around hoping somebody saves you. You've got to save yourself. You've got to wake up every morning and decide, today I'm going to eat. Today I'm going to grind. Today I'm going to chase my greatness like my life depends on it. Because it does. The world owes you nothing, but it will give you everything if you will put in the effort. Don't let another day go by when you wake up ordinary. Don't let another sunrise rise without fire in your soul. Wake up hungry, hungry to become, hungry to learn, hungry to grow, hungry to win, hungry to be all that you were created to be. And don't forget, success is not for the lucky ones. It's not for the talented ones. It's for the ones who don't give up. The ones who grind even when it hurts. The ones who show up when it's dark. The ones who stay hungry regardless of how full they have already become. So from this moment forward, feed your fire. Protect your purpose. Chase your dream like it's the only meal you've got left. Because the truth is simple, the hungry always eat,